it's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and he couldn't get enough of the UMBC or whatever their initial are playing games last night from Dayton. He's still trying to figure out where ASU is in this tournament. Dale Hillestray, everybody.
Well, I think after that Suns game, the World Baseball Classic, I just turned the TV off and went to bed.
Pretty much what I did too.
Yeah. Now,
I wasn't disappointed ultimately that the U.S. lost because I ain't going to lie to you. Right before Bryce Harper hit that home run in the 8th, I was like, this team sucks. This USA team can't hit. And I was literally about, so I got up, walked over to my table, because I have a TV and then I have a table that we work at in the living room and a couch. And I got up off the couch and I went, I'll just start getting ready for the shows tomorrow. So I leaned down, put the laptop on the table, look at the screen, and then Bryce Harper launches that thing. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to do it. No. Then they went right back to being the USA team again. So that was fun. Your sons, Dale, your sons.
well, hold on about the World Baseball
Suck
Classic. You remember yesterday morning we sat in this same general area, and I said, boy, what would be a perfect night tonight?
Yeah.
Some pitcher from Venezuela.
Yeah. Rodriguez, who can't pitch himself out of a wet paper sack for the Diamondbacks.
Well, maybe he's got a new confidence.
He does look like he's in shape though, and everything. He looked good. Maybe it was that Venezuela blue, but he looked good. He looked like he was like in shape and ready to pitch in this thing.
What was it? Four in the third, 4 innings, no runs against that USA lineup.
Well, yeah, but the USA lineup was weak all tournament. They couldn't.
I don't care. You got the names, Steve.
I know that's the problem.
You got the names.
Bryce Harper launches that thing to the moon, center field, awesome. And then Aaron Judge, big game Judge showed up last night. What Judge was commenting, the day before, going, "This is way bigger than the World Series." And then he went out there and played like he does in the World Series in the playoffs. Just can't find a ball to hit at all in there. It's just frustrating.
So the first part of my hope last night went perfect.
Yes.
Because Rodriguez pitched lights out.
Really well.
And then he left. But then the United States was supposed to bomb whoever was coming in for
4
relief.
1/3 is what he pitched.
And of course they didn't do that, but they came close to winning the game. So I don't know. I didn't find myself as much into this as I did the USA hockey.
That's different.
Don't know why, but
it felt different. From a U.S. perspective, I'll tell you this. If you watched games of other teams, you were more into it than you were watching the U.S. team. U.S. team was a little in this tournament. They gave you some big moments, but it wasn't exciting as much as you were with the other teams out there. And stuff to that effect. But hey, you made it to the final. Venezuela wins it for the first time. What I don't get is, DeRosa needs to never manage a baseball game ever again. My favorite tweet after the game was somebody put a quote out from DeRosa, obviously a joke, and he goes, "We'll get him tomorrow, guys. Best of 5." Because he doesn't know the format.
Wow. I don't know. I think you could have brought back Sparky Anderson. You could have brought back one of the greats. And if you don't hit, you don't hit.
Well, I agree. But there's one problem that I got. It's an elimination game, obviously. Championship game out there. And you got some good guys on the bench. I don't know. You have a 60 home run hitter that plays catcher that you've benched for this game, like you benched in the other game as well, because he's struggling in this. But at a minimum, everybody's struggling. And you leave Cal Raleigh on the bench and don't give him an opportunity to go in there and maybe win you the game with one swing? Really? You leave a 60 home run hitter just to languish on the bench yesterday when nobody was hitting. You couldn't have had Will Smith, who swung at a pitch that like almost hit him in the ear hole. It wasn't that high. It was in the leg. But swung at that. You couldn't have put Cal Rowley in for that. You couldn't have, who by the way was the catcher last night. It's ridiculous. He was managing like it was a regular season game in April, not that it was an elimination game. That frustrated me a little bit last night.
Oh, well.
I don't know. You got a guy that hit 60 home runs, sitting on the bench, and your bats are doing nothing. Maybe try something different. Throwing it out there. What do I know, Dale? What do I know?
I think you're shifting blame from where it squarely belongs, and that's on the performers.
Managers can affect a baseball game by not. We know this with Torey Lovello here.
Yeah, but Torey Lovello's not managing that lineup. You got to hit the ball, Steve.
You do. See ball, hit ball. I saw a stat. I don't have it in front of me, but they were terrible. The U.S. team was terrible in this tournament.
Yes.
They hit like they're hitting their whatever it is. Your batting percent was like 6th in this tournament. They were the 6th worst team in this batting percentage. That's how bad this team was at hitting.
And I'm sorry, you can blame the manager all you want, just like you're going to blame the Jordan Ott, just like you can blame just about everybody else. It's the players. The simplest form of the game is baseball, as you just said. See ball, hit ball.
Yeah, it can't be that hard, can it?
Well, they made it look that hard. You scored 6 or 7 runs, and guess what? Every single move is not micromanaged.
No, but the way everybody was hitting, and Will Smith, like I said, swings of that ball in there. It's like, all right, let's try the 60 home run guy, see if he can give us magic.
But see, according to you, then you would have said, well, we don't want. Who's the guy who hit the home run? What's his last name?
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper. You'd say, he's not hitting the ball in the tournament.
No. If you notice, I didn't say take Bryce Harper out of the game.
Yeah, why not?
I said take Will Smith out of the game.
Well, why not take Bryce Harper? He's batting like 0-16.
He's batting 214.
Yeah, 214. Mendoza line.
Judge was 222. Witt Jr. was 250. Schwarber was 320. Bregman did get a pinch hit for. He's batting 143. He did put Henderson in, who's batting 400 in the tournament. He did take Bregman out at 143. I'm just saying, Dale, the end of a game, you throw everything. Crow Armstrong's the last batter that we have for America. Seriously? For one last ditch effort, you can't throw a 6. We're not talking about a catcher that struggles to hit. They struggled in this tournament. We're not talking about a catcher that is terrible at hitting, Dale. This guy hit 60 home runs last year in Major League Baseball. And he can't find the field in a pivotal moment. But we have to watch Armstrong go up and lose the game for us. Or Anthony, not Armstrong. Anthony? Seriously. Just say you're not trying. Just say you're not trying by not trying. That's all I'm saying. Yes, you can blame the players for not performing. But he let guys sit on that bench. We can go through the list of them. He left guys sitting on the bench that you could have given an opportunity to. But might have been the same results. But it looks like you're not trying what you do. That's all I'm saying. DeRosa, go back to Major League Baseball, MLB Central or whatever show you're on, and don't manage another game, please.
Typical American, Steve. That's what you become. Somebody else's fault.
Jaded.
Somebody else's fault.
Here, New York Porch Sports says, we'll get them tomorrow, boys. Best of 5. DeRosa. Dale, the bigger news yesterday in Major League Baseball is, oh my God, did you see the scoreboard of the center field for the Diamondbacks?
Oh.
They do their unveiling of the new things around the arena, food and everything yesterday, and all of that stuff. And oh my God, the fawning over, the center field board is the greatest thing we've ever seen.
It's the biggest one in Arizona, Steve.
Oh my God, it looks fantastic. The snake graphics are amazing. What are we doing?
I
They
want.
haven't fixed the air conditioner. They're not fixing the air conditioner for 2 years. And you're at a live game and you care about the stupid scoreboard?
I'm curious as to what was the committee that sat down and said, okay, we got this money coming in incrementally. What's the order in which we need to start taking care
Remember,
of
they
things?
complained about concrete issues. They complained about piping issues in the locker rooms and all that stuff. Is all that being ignored? We got to make the fans so that way the fans can enjoy our television screen while they're at a live game. I just don't get the excitement, Dale. I don't get it looks fantastic, don't get me wrong. But why are you getting that excited about it? Oh my God, the graphic of a player when he comes up to the plate is going to be amazing to watch. What? Anyway, I know I'm poo-pooing that, but that's the stupidest thing. And just watching all these influencers and media people that were there yesterday, just, oh my God, the new ribbons around the stadium for advertising, folks. The ribbons are going to have advertising. Ford dealers, Chevy dealers, all throughout the game. What are we getting excited about? We get excited about that stuff, but we're not getting excited about how the Diamondbacks are going to have a hard time hitting this year? I don't get it. I don't get it, Dale. Call me what you want. But I don't get the excitement surrounding this scoreboard. It looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to lose my mind about it.
Well, Steve, I was at one game last year, and the scoreboard was so confusing to me, I just stopped looking at it.
Is that because Diamondbacks were losing?
It just had so many stats and this and that.
Well, now you'll be able to see it in clear vision. Clear vision.
So, Steve, you seem a little grumpy this morning. Is this because
I'm not grumpy.
Is this because your tummy bothers you? Is this because that you made fun of me last week?
It's not my tummy. I'm going to be clear about this since you brought this up. I'm not canceling my 38th year anniversary because my tummy hurts.
No, but
I showed up this morning.
You're going to bitch and moan about it.
My tummy doesn't hurt. I just feel nauseous today. We had pizza last night, me and Ethan, for the WBC, the Suns, and then the playing games. We had pizza. And I don't know why. I didn't sleep right last night. And then I woke up this morning, and I just feel nauseous today. Just nauseous. So I'm just going to apologize ahead of time here.
Is it the pizza last night?
I'm hoping it's the pizza.
Homeowners Association meeting coming up?
No, we had that last Wednesday.
Oh.
Last Thursday. Yeah, I survived that.
I thought you said you got an email.
I get emails. I get emails during the week, but the meeting was last Thursday. No, I just got that. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel nauseous. I just feel like I have to hurl all morning. I don't understand.
Oh.
We stopped. I was even questionable. Like, should I even eat breakfast this morning? Like, that's how I feel.
But you forced it down.
It was kind of gross. I got a smoothie though today. That was good. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, machine was working.
Yeah, but I just feel nauseous today. I don't know what it is. I'm blaming.
It just seems like you're particularly
I didn't sleep well.
Grumpy today.
Why? Because
everything's on the negative.
Because the scoreboard at Diamondback Stadium, everybody's like, "Oh my God, the scoreboard is." We want to see the Diamondbacks win. And when I go to a game, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to see the visual board. That doesn't do anything for me. And the ribbons around the seating area are so clean and crisp. Great. I'm looking forward to the Ford truck zooming around the stadium, at the end, and then it goes Ford. And I'm still not going to go buy a Ford. They can advertise all they want. I'm not going to go buy one right now.
Wow.
But why are we getting excited about that for? What excitement? Nobody's talking about the crappy food that they sell there, that they put on yesterday. The ridiculous food, I should say, not crappy. The ridiculous food items you can buy this year.
Come on, you're going to go
Everybody's talking about the scoreboard.
You're going to go check that out.
I would never pay that much for the food that they put in there, first of all. Well, did you ever see, okay, so behind the scenes stuff here, John Holmberg Sports Show with Dale Hellestrae and Dave Nash. We produced that here for him. So John was here yesterday. And John's like, he just casually drops he's got a hamburger named after him at a restaurant, whatever. So he pulls up the thing. Did you see the picture of that thing? That thing was like this big. How do you even eat it? had so much crap on it. Did you see that? I'm not interested in food like that. And that's what these promotional items are that the Diamondbacks are selling. It's just a lot of goop and crap like the Cardinals do it. And it's just goop, crap, garbage. And it's like, I'm not interested in eating that in a baseball game. I mean, Dale, I can't get stuff all over my fingers and everything because I can't obstruct my view of the gorgeous board in the middle. That's all I'm going for. I'm going to go spend $50 on a Diamondbacks ticket so I can watch that board in the middle. Fantastic. Did you see that picture of that sandwich that he had? Did you see it?
I did.
There's a lot of stuff on that thing.
That's not my cup of tea.
Do I seem grumpy today?
You seem very grumpy. I told you
This don't feel well.
what's a positive the Diamondbacks can take out of last night.
Rodriguez. Okay, we've talked about this before. I talked about this with Marte. He's gobbling up every ball hitting the center. He's having fun out there. He's running hard. All of that stuff. First game of the year. Are we going to see him lollygag?
Well, let's
get a
hope
ball
not.
Or run it. Same thing with Rodriguez. Rodriguez shows he did struggle in the WBC a little bit in earlier games and stuff to that effect. But he showed last night he could step up and pitch well.
4 2/3 innings, Steve.
Against really good hitters. I'll take 4 2/3 of no-hit inning from him before you take him out of a game all year long.
Mm-hmm.
All year long. He should make it to 6, but I'll take that all year long at 4 2/3. 4 1/3. I'll take it all year long. But are we going to see that, Dale? The first game is going to get lit up.
Again, what's the alternative? If he gave up 8 runs to the U.S., then you're going, oh, my goodness, we're in trouble.
Well, that's what I expected. Oh, I expected that from him.
So say congratulations. That's a hell of a job.
No, that's my point. He pitched really well.
You're immediately going to doomsday.
You better show up here when you face the Dodgers in the second or third game here of the season. You better show up and you better pitch that well for 4 2/3. That lineup he faced last night. The lineup he faced last night is just as good, if not better, than what the Dodgers lineup is. All-star hitters. And he mowed through them yesterday for 4 1/3 of an inning. So there's no excuses when he comes up against the Dodgers. Go out there, man. Go, give us 4 1/3 of inning. No hit baseball. That's all we ask. We're not asking. You just showed you can do it. Let's do it. None of this, you're out of the game in the second inning because you give up 6 runs stuff that you do all the time. Am I wrong, Dale?
Steve, again, you only have what you've seen. You've seen 4 2/3 innings, shutout ball against an all-star team. And that's how he's coming to us. And you're already forecasting he's going to blow his first game.
No, I'm just saying.
And then Marte's going to get hurt.
No, Marte's going to lollygag. And have to miss a week because, his pinky toe. He stubbed his pinky toe.
I mean, how does Venezuela even come close in that game without the Diamondbacks?
Yeah, well,
you got the pitcher.
That's the other side. And then Suarez game-winning hit.
Steve, go take some Pepto-Bismol or
my stomach's not upset.
Or some Tums.
I just feel not like my stomach feels like I'm gonna hurl everywhere. I just feel nauseous, like it's in my head or something. I don't know what's happening.
Don't take it out on the Diamondbacks.
Maybe I'm grumpy because the WNBA apparently is going to start on time. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Agreement in principle, Steve.
Good for them. I thought the WNBA was making the largest mistake ever if they did not get this season up. They have so much positive momentum, and to not get this season underway on time because of a labor dispute would have been a colossal momentum running into a brick wall.
Until the mouths of the WNBA come out and say, we're not satisfied, this sucks, they're shortchanging us again.
We'll have to see if they do that. We don't know what the details are as of yet. So we do know and expected there will be $1 million WNBA players this year. A certain amount of players per team will be able to make the highest number. We do know that overall they're getting pay increases as players and stuff to that. We just don't know the details yet and stuff. They have to ratify it, all that, but we do know agreement in principle. Season's going to start on time. Fantastic. Whether you like the WNBA or not, this would have been a colossal miss by the WNBA if they didn't start the season on time because of the momentum they have going into this season with who wants to watch them. You know, Caitlin Clark's reportedly healthy going into the season, which drives a lot of that and things. So they're at least boycotting that. In all seriousness, I know I was joking earlier that maybe that's when I'm grumpy. That's starting. They all got out of their own way and figured it out. Positive there. Whether you like it or not, that's a positive there. There you go. How you got to feel about it? And I want to know what the details are. I want to know how much the owners gave the players.
Well, it looks like it's going to be kind of a revenue sharing thing.
That's always going to be like the players were like, we want what the NBA has. You're not getting 52% of revenues. More than 100 hours of negotiations over the past 8 days. Why do you have to Why do you have to negotiate that long? It's so ridiculous to me that you have to do that. That's a lot of time just sitting in a room. A lot of waste. I bet you there's a lot of lobsters and caviars being ordered and stuff like that. Other news: JT Trotter got fired. Or Trotter got fired from being part of the NFL Players Association, and now he's the president. What are the players doing? Now speak for your kind.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, your players, you guys as players, man, are not the. Yeah.
Did you see where they met?
I did not. Did I? Who to vote or
yeah,
what?
to vote all the leadership of the NFLPA.
I did not.
Hey, can we meet at the Motel 6 in Yuma until we get this thing done? Or hey, can we?
Like WNBA met at an upscale hotel. Yeah.
No, let's hold our meetings at the Del Coronado, where rooms are $800 a piece and a burger and fries is $45.
They usually meet in those. That's what I'm saying. And this is a guy. What is it, Treader? I want to say Trotter.
JC Treader.
Yeah. This is a guy that was accused of fraud, like part of that regime that was accused of money for themselves and all that stuff. But he got ran out of there. He was part of that group. Now he's president. Nothing said. I didn't waste your guys' money like that. I did not see that. That is hilarious. Okay, we have new details on the WNBA collective bargaining agreement. New salary cap it was 1.5 million. It's now 7 million. That's a substantial increase.
Yeah.
Salary cap. Average revenue share 20% across the deal. That's way up as well. But in terms of the dollar amount, but 20% average of revenue share. Supermax, which is I told you, some of those players are going to be millionaire players this year. Like Caitlin Clark's going to be $1 million player, obviously, in this league. 1.4 million is the Supermax deal. That's where it starts at, 1.4 million.
Okay.
So the big players in the league are going to get those numbers. Average salary range is going to be $600,000. The minimum will be somewhere above $300,000 moving forward. They were making like $45,000 last year.
Yeah, remember $85,000, and what's her face couldn't
Angel
afford
Reese.
to live.
Well, she couldn't live in her high-end Chicago apartment.
Or her $9,000 a month Chicago apartment.
Yeah, that she lives in a really ritzy area of Chicago. She couldn't live in it. So now the minimum's going up to that $300,000. So that's substantial money being given. This is from Shams. Substantial money being given to WNBA players this year. And they play 3 months, Dale.
Yeah, they play like, 35, 40 games?
Yeah. Starts what, end of April? Beginning of May?
April, it starts April or May 8th.
Yeah, so May through, and it ends in August.
Between now and then, they need to have an expansion draft for the 2 new teams, Toronto and Portland.
Oh, are they this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need an expansion draft.
WBA draft.
The teams need to negotiate with there's 80% of free agents this year that contracts ran out, so 80% of players need to be
Oh,
signed.
boy, those free agents are timing this nicely.
Yes, and that's why they probably didn't sign beforehand.
They were all signing 1-year deals
Yeah.
last year. Yeah.
And the college draft.
Yeah.
All that needs to happen in the next 6 weeks.
Season will start on time on May 8th, they say. So plenty of time, Dale. You only got a month and a half. They can get it. So there you go. That's what. That's it. Apparently, if you need a big increase, just get a shirt that says "Pay us what you owe us," and wear it around, and you'll get a big increase.
I might start wearing that.
Your pay will go down.
I want revenue sharing.
What's the revenue of minus? Oh, you're gonna start paying me money? What's the revenue of minus $700 a month?
I think that's
This year.
a bit.
Does that mean you pay $350? I pay $350.
I think that's a business show.
That's the big news this morning, folks. First time ever Venezuela has won. Hey, this is what's interesting to me with the WBC. If you sit back and look at it, Venezuela, first time ever winning the WBC, best run they've ever had. Italy, huge run for Italy in this tournament as well. Are you starting to see some of these fringe countries that haven't been successful in this before starting to pop their heads up a little bit, where they're going to compete with the U.S. and the Japans and those big leagues moving forward in this tournament? Interesting thought there.
Well, the number one thing that you're always going to run into, unless you get a certain special, and I think this U.S. baseball team was pretty close, and it was pretty important to them. That doesn't mean that they're automatically going to perform, but I don't think they just mailed it in on this thing.
No, they tried hard. It's just I just never felt like it wasn't as important as it was to the other countries. Let me just put it that way.
No.
It was important to them. They wanted to win it, but you could tell something was off with them.
Well, I've heard already some talks, and I like that they're talking about different possibilities in the future about how to deal with this. And
All-Star game, man.
I've heard somebody said just do it over the All-Star break, have a 2.5 week break.
You don't even need 2.5 weeks. You need basically like a week and a half, but 2 weeks, yeah. But I mean, we said that here on this program before. Put the Hall of Fame ceremonies in that 2 weeks. Get your All-Star festivities done, and then WBC's going on at the same time, right? You can roll right into the WBC, right, for that side. It's going to do two things. One, if you're playing in the WBC, you're not going to get the rest over that 2 weeks. That's part of playing in it. But think about how healthy, like just take the Diamondbacks for an instance. Their whole infield went into this. Alec Thomas was in this. A couple of their pitchers, Canada, Mexico, or Venezuela pitchers were in this. So imagine that. They go off and play in that. But just everybody else, nagging injuries. Corbin Carroll's nagging injuries. Just sitting there. Now, he would have played on the U.S. team if he was healthy. But then you get healthy this for a playoff push. This could help Major League Baseball with healthy players going into a playoff push after the 2 weeks.
Well, I've also heard this bandied about the fact that, okay, you do maybe a week of the World Baseball Classic, break it down till you get to the semifinals and finals, and have those over the All-Star break.
Yes. That's one of the big, Jason Stark, I think, is the guy floating that. Yeah.
Now, again, I have no idea how any of this would work, but
that would be a reason why to take a week off for the All-Star break. If you can have exciting, meaningful games in that time frame. Kind of like what hockey does. Hockey just shuts down for the Olympics and the four-season tournament. They're like, all right, we're off for 2 weeks.
Right.
Let's go play.
And guess what? When they resume play, the fans show up.
Yeah. And why would you? Right for a playoff push, Dale. You're sitting there and you're watching U.S. Venezuela, and now you're going, oh, my God, these players are playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday in their regular series? I'm watching this. It's a no-brainer, which means baseball won't do it. Because it's a no-brainer move there, so that's where they'll be. Other baseball news out there, D-backs back in playing Cactus League today. They had yesterday off. First of all, if you're going to games, keep in mind they've moved a lot of games the rest of this week to nighttime, so be prepared for that. But two, you should see the Dominican players, Marte, Perdomo, playing today again. I don't know if they'll get them right back in the line. I'm assuming you would get them right back into a spring lineup here today. After that, and then of course we'll get Rodriguez back, and he won't pitch for a week or so with him just pitching last night. But then you'll see all the Venezuelan players and U.S. players getting back to their squads here today and stuff. So if you're going out to the game today, you might be able to see Marte finally and Perdomo and those guys back into the lineup. But I can see the Diamondbacks going, oh, they need a couple weeks off. They've worked really hard.
I would not expect them to be out there today. I have a feeling that it was a very, very late night in Miami.
No, I'm talking about the Dominican team that lost.
Oh,
2 days
Dominican.
ago,
Oh,
for
okay.
instance. Like Italy players are coming back. And you're not going to see any Venezuelan or U.S. players today.
Yeah.
Maybe Friday or Saturday you might see those guys then. But yeah, so D-backs, keep that in mind today as well. So your spring training, that's what's interesting. I mean, that's one reason I haven't been interested in going to spring training games is you don't have a chance to see the stars out there.
Oh, please. Really? That's why you didn't go? You didn't get to see Marte?
I don't go to Diamondback spring training games. Those are overpriced garbage. You pay more for spring training tickets than you do for regular season tickets.
Surprised there's not
That's
more
garbage.
pushback on that.
People eat it. That's why they do it, Dale, because people just blindly go, give me $40 to sit in the lawn. Let's do it. For me and my 6 family members. It's ridiculous.
That's when they're playing Oakland.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, you go west time to the Rangers and them, those tickets are still affordable. It's just I would have to drive an hour and a half to get there for that. But also the Athletics over here, the A's and Mesa. They're another good one. Like last year, me and Autumn went and caught the A's and Cubs one day. Quarter price tickets compared to going to Sloan Field, Sloan Park.
Or Talking Stick.
Yeah, so it was. So that's what you do. You find those types of games. Even Angels, you can catch the Angels for fairly cheap still.
Are they at Diablo?
Diablo still, yeah. Doing another renovation over there. Why you want to go see the Angels these days when the owner even said, the fan base doesn't care if we win or not. That was like a month ago he said all that. That's a U of A grad for you, folks. Artie Moreno. U of A grad. Saying, yeah, the fans don't care if our team wins or not. So why even try?
What's your top positive story of the day?
Think about this. Is there anything positive? NCAA tournament starts tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. our time.
Yeah. Have you done a bracket?
No, but that's what I should tell you. So last year we did a show bracket and stuff like that. I've been so busy I didn't even think about it this year, so I apologize. I dropped the ball on that. But have a bracket filled out for tomorrow, Dale. You and I can talk about it in the morning. So just the Final Four, and all that stuff. So do that today when you're done golfing.
Already done. I can hand to you the answer sheet.
Did you? I don't want to see yours. I don't want to see your.
Yeah, because they're all the answers.
What'd you do? You did that for what? Homework? Oh, guys, do the bracket. We got to bet on it.
I actually did it for Brooke.
Hey, Dale. Guys, do bracket. We'll put $100 on each game. And we'll split the winnings, even though you never split the winnings because there are none.
Is that how John sounds?
I don't know.
That's
how he sounds.
That's your invitation to John?
I just tone him out. I don't know. Tone him out.
Your fellow Dobson.
We're best friends. We're best friends that don't talk, except for on Tuesdays.
Well, that's because of you. Very standoffish when he comes in.
Really?
Yeah. You give off a don't talk to me look.
Whatever. That's you. Enough with Steve, John. Let's get this show started. Stop talking to Steve, John. Stop it. Stop it.
Who was it that said you need to stop your impressions? Is that Autumn? I concur with Autumn.
Positive story today, NCAA tournament tomorrow. That's got to be the only positive thing happening right now. Because it ain't the Suns, Dale.
I heard some other people talking and like comparing March Madness of today versus back when I was like 20.
Yeah.
Now, it's so different because back when I was 20, you got to watch limited amount of games.
Yes.
Because it's only on CBS.
Yes. And then just whatever they gave you.
Yes. You had no choice.
People don't realize that. Young people don't realize that.
Yeah. But yet still, Thursday, Friday, that first weekend,
Oof.
I actually was up in Vegas one year.
Yeah.
I would suggest you don't even have to gamble.
Yeah, no,
but,
just sit there and watch.
But just sit there and you see every game and the excitement and the cheering, and you're sitting there watching two games on these two screens, and all of a sudden you hear a huge roar over here, and you look over there. What's going on over there? Hold on, it's a 28-point lead.
Yeah, yeah, but that cover the spread.
Yeah, well, the line's 27.
Yeah, no, it's completely changed the viewing process. I remember when they first went to like Spike TV, and remember that, and you're like, what channels are those?
Right.
What channels are those on? I remember when you did all that, and you had to like figure out to switch games. It was like, what are we doing right now?
Right.
Now with the app, it's just simple. You can just pick the game you want and watch.
And see, I don't even do that, but I know on my TV now, True TV.
Yeah, True TV. That's right.
And was it TNT? And
well, TNT.
TBS?
I'm sure TNT's still doing it, but yeah, it's TBS, TNT, and Truth is what it used to be. I'm sure it's the same this year.
I know the playing games were on True TV last
Yeah,
night.
no, good luck watching that garbage.
Yeah. What?
Every June, I go, why do I have the True TV app on my phone?
Why is it light?
Yeah, and then I'm like, so I delete it, and then then I'm like, oh, that's why I had it on for this. So it's exciting time. I enjoy. Okay, last year was a dud in terms of upsets. I enjoy the Thursday of the tournament the most because that's when you get the most upsets that happen. Teams show up, they're not prepared to play. Friday, you don't have as many upsets because coaches on Thursday are going, do you not see this team just got knocked off? You better come to play. So everybody wakes up and plays well on Friday. So you don't see those upsets on Thursday as much, or on Friday as much as you do on Thursday. Last year was a complete dud for upsets. Dud. It was chalky as chalk can get. We were choking on the chalk last year. So give us a couple this year, man.
So I heard a lot of talk about that, and the top 8 to 10 teams are the top 8 to 10 teams in recruiting and NIL, and the rich get richer, and that's why you see less and less or fewer and fewer upsets.
Yeah, well, because the mid-majors have more talent on them.
Right.
Yeah, they have more talent on them now than they used to. Like, remember when Gonzaga now Gonzaga's like a blue blood. And it's like, remember when Gonzaga was just like, they're upsetting everybody.
Those couple years that Butler made it to the finals.
Yeah. St. Mary's has made a run to the Sweet 16 a couple times, and it's just like, what?
That year ASU got all the way to the
They went to the 16 one year.
With Ned Wolk.
Why do you know that name? Is that just because the court's named after him? Is that
No, it's because he was the basketball coach when I was growing up. And that
Byron
was
Scott?
before, and that's when I cheered for him. That was before they snubbed me.
Oh, he's so bitter. He says I hold on to stuff forever.
Yeah, well, you hold on to stupid stuff. I hold on to stuff that's very personal.
Oh, it's all personal to me.
Aaron Judge coming up to bat in the ninth
That's
inning.
personal to me. That guy is Yankees fans, I apologize. I've been hyping Aaron Judge all WBC on his clutchness, and now I elect him in right field. And then last night, Big Dame Judge, that's personal to me, Dale. Because I put my neck on the line for all 6'19" of him and everything, and he just lets you down in those big moments. That's personal, man. Like he's personally spiting me. Oh my God. Robert, fantastic tweet. We'll get to this in just a minute. Dale, we have to get off sports for just a second. Let's take a break here. We got to come back.
Oh.
We have to talk about the most important thing happening in the world today. I should have downloaded clips of this thing. Folks, if you're not paying attention to this world event out there, you are missing out on just absolute gold. This has just consumed me the last 2 days.
It's not St. Patty's Day.
No. You're not going to guess it, Dale, because you're going to have no idea unless you saw my tweet yesterday. This is the most amazing thing happening, folks. I'm going to tell you about it next. Day 4 of it is happening today as well. Oh, my God, it's glorious. I'll do my best to get you up to speed without clips. But go and watch it. Come on back, folks. The main event. Robert, we'll get to your text in a minute. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670 at TME Sports Show as well on X. Is how you can interact with us on the show, whether you're catching us live here at Robat TV, on demand, Robat TV, on demand on the YouTube page, TME Sports, TME Media AZ, with all of our shows on there. Rumble with the Real Matrix. We're going to start putting our sports stuff up on Rumble as well, since we're utilizing the page. We might as well put all of our production stuff over there as well. And of course, either on your favorite podcast system. Anytime you're listening to us, hit us up. But Dale, let's move away from sports here for a minute, because the best thing that's happening in all of the world, and I suggest you all, I'll even say this, stop watching this show, load up your Twitter device, and just start watching the highlights of the last 3 days. Well, you know what? Wait for the top of the hour break, because you're going to get consumed by it. Dale, this is a trial of Afroman, the rapper, the singer. He used to do that song, Because I Got High. You know, he's like, I was going to vacuum, and then I got high. Pretty funny song back in the day. Back in 2022. So, like, I wasn't invested in this. The trial started, and I just happened to I follow this site that does trial stuff, and she talks about them. and I forgot the trial was starting. But I remember back in the day, his house got raided. A confidential informant for this police department, he lives in Ohio. This confidential informant was trying to get favorable treatment for something. So he told the police that Afroman was selling weed and all this other stuff in his house, big dollar amounts, stuff like that. So they go and get a warrant. No proof of this whatsoever. But they get a judge to sign off on a warrant, and then they go raid the house. These cops go in, kick doors in, Dale, like kick doors down to get in. They're walking around with their AR-15s or whatever big guns they have, and his wife and kids are there and all that stuff. They find money in a suit, you know, from one of his shows. This is what I love about entertainers. He's like, oh, I just got done with the show, and I just put the payment in my pocket. I just left it there. Who does that? But anyway, he's got money. Cops collect the money and everything and put it into thing. But he's watching this all. He's not there. He's at a show coming back, and he's watching this all on his security camera. This is back in 2022. And these songs I remember these songs when they came out because I thought they were hilarious. He basically is mocking these cops. Like, there's one cop that walks in, a little chubby cop, older guy. There's a lemon pound cake from his mom sitting on the counter. And the cop just keeps looking at it. So he notices this in his, he's pissed he got raided because there was uncalled for raiding, right? He didn't have any of this stuff. No charges were brought. He had nothing that they said he would have, all that stuff. But he notices this cop in the video. He does what I do. He notices a strange thing. This cop just keeps looking at this lemon pound cake. He makes a song, making fun of this cop about how he wants a slice of the lemon pound cake. It's brilliantly done. Another cop, okay. I'll just say he questions her orientation. Let's just put it that way. And everything in a song, and he does that. He has a clever nickname for her, but she's on the stand crying yesterday because the lawyer just kept playing the video over and over and over. I swear to God, he played it like 30 times on the day one, this song, and she's just bawling on the stand because he's making fun of her. He says she has a voice like a man, Dale, and then she talked on the stand. Your name's Lisa? Yes. Man, most manly. She has a more manly voice than I do, Dale. I almost lost it. Then there's actually a cop that he made a song where he was, doing relations with this cop's wife. Afroman did a song about that. The cop's so upset. This is defamation, because that. And the lawyer goes, well, is he having sex with your wife? And he's like, I don't know. Ask him. He's like, well, you don't know that your wife's not cheating on you? And he's like, my wife, I hope not. We've been together since middle school and all this. And he's like, but now I question if my wife's faithful because of his song. What? Dale, if I said to you right now, or somebody said to you like in an argument or got mad at you and they were like, oh, I have your wife. You're not going to then question your wife's motives because some psycho says that to you, like, to get back at you or whatever. This cop is on the stands insinuating he doesn't know if his wife's cheating on him or not because Afroman did this song about him. It's gold. Then my favorite part of it, the cop that counts the money, Dale. Afroman goes and collects the money back. And the money's short. The money's short. So like the number on the bag of collection is $400 short than what it says on the bag. Afroman's like, they stole my money. So yesterday on the stand, this cop had to talk about how, they did an investigation. Oh, they just said I miscounted it. Yeah. Okay. Right. You counted twice, all that stuff and everything. And yeah, just counted wrong. Right. Sure. Right. So everybody's kind of doing that and everything. Then they're all claiming like their reputations are tarnished. These cops are. They're like, oh, I go like the one cop, the one that counted the money, he's calling him a thief and stuff. And Afroman did a song about being a pedophile because this cop's brother, who was a chief of police in the same area, actually got charged, had to resign from the position, and shamed because he was a pedophile. Got misdemeanor charges of giving drinks to kids and stuff like that. So this guy, cop's brother, right? So literally the lawyer for Afroman's up there going, so you've never been called a thief before or a pedophile before? And he's like, never. He's like, but what about your brother who had to resign from the police force because of all these charges? And he's like, well, that's not me. And so nobody goes, oh no, people called me names when that happened, but not to this level. And you're just sitting there like, what is happening? Afroman made a song about your brother being a pedophile because he got arrested for it and had to quit his job for it as a cop. And this guy's up there going, I've been damaged. Your brother did more damage to you than Afroman did. Then my favorite part. My favorite part is the lemon pound cake cop. That guy all these cops are just angry at their portrayal by Afroman in his song.
Right.
You got to watch this, folks. You got to watch their body. They're just so angry about it. Literally, there's this cop. Well, the lemon cake guy's just pissed because he's like, oh, he says, I get sent hundreds of lemon pound cakes all the time. That's what this cop's mad about. He's making fun of him because he's eyeing the lemon pound cake on the table. He makes a song about it. And this cop's complaining because, I get sent lemon pound cakes all the time now. That's what he's upset about. Like, he's calling that defamation. It is amazing. First of all, send your lemon pound cakes to me. I'll gladly take those. Especially if it's Afroman's mom making them, because they're his mom's thing. But anyway, then this other cop, Dale, is up there, and this cop's talking about how he was called a thief and how, and so the lawyer goes, you've never been called names before? And he calls him, he uses the total term, but basically he says he's an SOB. And literally the lawyer's sitting there down. The lawyer's like, you've never been called names before on the force? He goes, I have, just not to this extent. It's never been published, whatever. He goes, okay. He goes, but you've never been called a thief before? And the cop's like, no, never. And he goes, really? didn't your wife get arrested for stealing from her company? And then there's this big legal argument on if he can bring this in or whatever. This cop's wife stole felony amounts of dollars from a company, got arrested, and has a felony on her record for stealing from her company. And this cop's complaining that Afroman calling him a thief because that $400 was missing. This cop's complaining that he only gets grief because of Afroman's song, not the fact that nobody ever gave him grief because his wife was a thief. Folks, this is the most amazing trial you have ever seen. Go. I put out on Twitter yesterday, I responded to Braxton and put out on Twitter just somebody that does a summary of it. Oh my God, do yourself a favor today. At least watch the summaries of this trial. It is the most amazing, it is the most unserious trial. And even Afroman yesterday, he's on the deal. He's like, this is all because of them. They raided my house for no reason off of false pretexts. And now they're suing me. So these songs are becoming even more popular today because they're suing me and this trial's going on. And and I'm just sitting there going, God, how many times do I have the conversations with my kids? Like, who cares what that little punk kid at school said about you? Just ignore him. He just wants attention. And these cops are on the stand complaining. This cop had to admit his wife has a felony record for stealing money from a company. This other cop on a trial that's being highly watched had to admit that his brother got fired from the police force for pedophilia with kids. These cops are suing this guy for defamation, and they're on the stand letting all of their dark secrets out because they have to. It's the most amazing trial on the planet, folks. Watch this thing. It is going to floor you on what is happening right now.
What are they hoping to accomplish?
They want millions of dollars from Afroman for defamation.
Okay.
Even if Afroman loses this, these cops are on the stand letting their private life details out more so than Afroman ever did. It just goes, I just sit here and I'm watching the whole thing going, oh dear God. First of all, these are police officers. What thin skin they have. Because they've been called worse, folks. I got news for you. They've been called worse than anything Afroman's saying about. It's amazing, folks. Just watch this thing. It is, catch it. Today's day 4. Catch the summaries at a minimum. Watch them. It's the most amazing. It's the most unserious thing on the planet. It is amazing to watch. Dale, get into this. I'm just telling you. Better than any TV show out there. Netflix needs to do a behind the trials.
What are those
interviews.
on? Is there still that Court TV thing?
Well, no, it's some people I see it on YouTube. People are streaming the whole day on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I'm catching the whole trial. Literally, I forgot about the trial, and like 2 days ago, day 1, I'm sitting there. I caught about halfway through, and I was like, "This is gonna be stupid." Like he's got a First Amendment right. Oh. Now, if you say negative stuff about him, you could prove that he's being exaggerated. But then again, he's an artist. Artists have a leeway that other people don't have, and stuff to that effect. So this is a First Amendment deal. That's kind of why I'm interested in it. But folks, I almost fell out of my chair when the whole song is how this lady's got a deep voice. And they ask her name. Your name's Lisa, right? Yes. I almost fell out of my chair with... He's not guilty, folks. She sounds like a man. That song ain't wrong.
Are you sitting in that jury when you're deliberating? No. She sounds like a man.
I'm telling you. Watch. Dale, I'm going to play this recap for you before you... Oh, you got to take off early today for golf. I got to send this to you. Just watch this recap. It is the best thing going, folks. That's all I can... Whether you like cops, you hate Afroman, you don't hate Afroman, I don't care. Watch this gloriness of this trial. The cop, when he has to admit, Dale, in the stand, that his wife stole, a felony amount of money stealing is $1,000, if you don't know. So it's not like we're not talking millions of dollars. But when that cop has to go, hey, your wife got arrested for felony stealing money from her company. And just his body language, he goes, yes. And I'm just sitting there like, this wouldn't have been public if you wouldn't have sued this guy.
Right.
Now I want to know about your wife stealing from her company. I'm going to look up that trial. And then I'm going to look up this other cop who's since resigned. He's like, I had to quit the force because of this Afro-Man song, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. And then you find out his brother had to quit being a police chief because he was charged with pedophilia and giving beers to kids and all this other. I want to know about that trial now. It's amazing, folks, when you have demons in your background and you have thin skin.
Oh.
Do not pick a fight with somebody who has more ink than you do. And these cops picked a fight with a guy who's willing to take it there. And it's the most amazing, petty trial I've ever seen, Dale. You've got to tune into this, folks. Just if you can't watch the whole day, I get it. Catch the replay. The site I watched it. I watched the replays on. It's called Not a Lawyer, But. It's a gal there. She does great summaries of the days. I haven't seen day 2 summary because it didn't come out yesterday, but her day 1 summary is fantastic. If you can't watch those, but I recommend tune into this, folks. It will make your day.
I'm thinking as you're talking and explaining it, I can remember watching court TV like 2 times in my life. One of them was that
OJ trial.
The OJ trial was the first one. And then that Arias girl, a little bit of that.
That murder happened like literally 2 streets over from. It's a house I still own. But
really?
My first house, yeah.
Okay.
I remember that night well.
Really?
Well, just the amount of police and people. Not that night when they found his body. A couple days later, I remember that very well.
Were you living in the same house you are now?
No, not this house.
Okay.
My previous house, which is a mile from where I live now.
Okay.
In the East Valley. Yeah, literally, I could drive you to that house. It's all changed now. I can drive you to that house if you want me to.
That looked like a really nice house on TV.
Decent house.
Anyway, those are the 2 that I can remember watching on.
I was waiting for you to go gated community.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. No, it wasn't. It was a KB home. My first house. My starter house.
Yeah, your starter house is $750,000. Like that's how everybody's starter house.
Well, today it is, but back then I bought it for like $100,000. My mortgage on that, I still have a mortgage on that. I have renters in there now. My mortgage on that right now is like $300 a month or something.
Boy, aren't those the days?
I've refinanced it a few times too. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's like, what is happening right now? But anyway, the court TV, and so Jodi Arias and then OJ, obviously.
Yeah.
But it just. Like I said, I was sitting there driving around I went to pick up the pizza, and I was driving around just going, man, how many times do I have to tell my kids, like, don't engage? They want you to engage. They want to make up stuff about you. And then I'm sitting here going, these are grown-ass cops who got this. What I watched those videos when this went down back in 2022. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he is kind of a funny, kind of a guy. I knew about this story back in I forgot he did these videos. I don't anymore. Right back into my content. I've gone and I've searched for him, and I'm watching them. They're playing them in this trial. They played a whole 15-minute video of the lady Lisa, lick 'em down low Lisa or whatever he calls her, and they played the whole 15-minute video with her on the stand of him making fun of her voice and how she doesn't have a man, to the point where the lawyer has to be like, are you married? And she's like, yes. Like, do you have kids? Yes. How old? She's 21. And you're just sitting there like, this could have all just been swept under the rug. But then my favorite part, though, Dale, is all these cops are saying, my career is garbage. I get made fun of wherever I go because of this guy. And then you find out they have worse things in their closet that people are mad at them about. What? You should be glad people are making fun of you because of what Afro-Man says about you. Because your brother got arrested and had to resign as a police captain, a police chief, because of pedophilia reasons. You should be glad people aren't talking to you about that. Oh, my God, folks. Best trial. I don't know how it's going to turn out because I don't know the First Amendment rules on this. Defamation. I'm not sure how that works in this situation. But I don't know how it's going to turn out from that perspective. So it's fascinating on that perspective. Because artists have different leeways. You can make a song up about somebody or whatever.
Well, what it's also done is probably resurrected.
Oh, Dale, These people,
Afro Man.
the summary lady by herself, day one summary has like 1.5 million views. So 1.5 million people didn't even know about this, you know. Like I remember back in 2022 when it went down, but I forgot about it. So me and 1.5 million other people, just with this one summary alone, and now we're trying to find now we're watching the trials, we're doing all this stuff. Yeah. This is literally, you're being defamed because of your stupid actions. It's Dale, it's the best thing going, folks. Look it up. It's amazing. Stop what you're doing later on today. Do it before the NCAA tournament tomorrow. You're going to love it to death. I can't get enough. I can't wait to get off air today. And that's the first thing I'm turning on is day 4. I can't wait for this goal. The prosecution's rest, or the suing side has rested. Even at one point, one of the lawyers was like, have you ever heard of a cop suing somebody for defamation on what they said about him? Cops are like, no, that doesn't happen. And they're like, so why are you doing it? Well, it's because he published it, and now I'm embarrassed. And it's just like, what? This trial is going to go to where every time your kids or somebody goes, yeah, but they said this about. Well, is it true? No. Then ignore it. This trial alone, Dale, is going to be the video you will play. Let me show you a little video here about 7 cops in Ohio that were so upset about it, wanted to prove a point. Even if they win, Dale, even if they win millions of dollars, but I don't think they will. But even if they win this trial, a dude had to sit on the stands and tell the world that we didn't know before that his wife got a felony charge and was convicted of felony theft from a company. She stole money from a company. And that guy had to say it on a trial. That Lisa lady had to go down there and talk with her voice. She's going to be made fun of the rest of her life because of her voice, because she sat on this stand to sue this guy on defamation. And now the whole world knows the truth. And she's going to have to live with that the rest of her life publicly. It's amazing, folks. Amazing. These are the things I do, Dale. You're off golfing and Oceans Club and complaining about your tummy all the time. And I'm just on my couch riveted by this stupid, unbelievable trial out there.
Somebody didn't sit them down before the trial and go, hey, chances of you winning this thing are slim and none. Chances of a lot of stuff coming out.
Even if you win it, is it worth it?
Well, I guess if you win a few million each, but if that doesn't sound likely.
I just don't see that happening. They could win it and maybe get something because of, what he's saying. It's a First Amendment issue. He's obviously claiming I have a First Amendment right to talk about him. They stole my money. This cop, he's an ex-cop now. He's not a cop anymore. The cop whose brother's the pedophile and had to resign literally counted money and put the wrong amount on there and had to sit up there and be like, they say I miscounted it. Which nobody believes, first of all. You didn't miscount it.
Don't you? Isn't there some protocol where like multiple hands or eyes have to see it?
Yes, this money didn't just disappear and you didn't put the wrong amount on there. So it looks like you stole it, first of all. That's the first thing. But then second of all, Dale, you have to sit up there and be like, I'm a moron and I can't count proper. I miscounted by 400. What? Like they have to literally sit up there. And one of the pound cake cop he's not retired, but he had to leave the force because of all the attention and everything, and how upset he is about this. He had to leave it. He's like, well, I've been unemployed, so I'm not working. I can't find a job anywhere. Why did you quit? I couldn't take. So you're sitting in here watching a video where he's literally rapping about how you want a piece of his mom's lemon pound pie. Dude, folks, I'm just telling you. I'm not doing it justice. I'm trying to sell you to watch this thing. It is the best thing. Dale, blow off golf today and go home and watch this. Play it on the cart. You will die laughing. There have been numerous times, and trials are very boring things. Yeah. There have been several times where I've literally had to pick my jaw up off the ground on what's just happened. It's that amazing. When we come back here, we'll get back into sports. It's a gift. Folks, It's a gift given to us here in 2026. With all the nonsense happening in the world, this trial is a gift. When we come back, Robert, we'll get into your text here. He's got a question for the O-line expert. And then Dale. We got that coming up.
So you first and then me?
Yeah, it says right here, question for the O-line expert. And then at the end, he goes, ask Kelly, too. Yeah. Robert knows. Robert knows what's up. Come on back, folks. Second hour main event next. And we're back here, main event. I'm all like itchy. I'm all scratchy now. I all of a sudden feel better. Talking about that trial, Dale, made me feel a little bit better out there. I don't feel as nauseous now.
Also, the Diamondbacks and the Suns aren't so much of a troubling system.
I'm just telling you, just do yourself a favor. I'll retweet it. I'll retweet out where I see the summaries, and you just watch the summaries by themselves.
Okay.
Out there. But then, Dale, of course, second hour main event. You're taking off early today to go play some golf.
Yep.
In this record heat here coming up here. What's the protocol here to get? I used to play golf when I was in the corporate world. I'd leave work about 1 o'clock on a Friday, and all day I'd just be drinking water. I'd stop and I'd pick up, back when they were good, a couple bean burritos, no onions, from Taco Bell.
Ooh.
And I would, hold on, I'll tell you why.
Ooh.
And then I would go, and I'd already had lunch, and I'd go to the golf course, and I'd play. Usually it was me, maybe another person would be out there, but we'd play in like an hour and a half. The burritos were just in case, like I got a weak knee or something, then I could just cram a burrito real quick. It was good. Good, just quick, not protein, but quick. Food in you, make you feel better, whatever. And I'd be home sitting on my couch by 3:30, 4 o'clock. That's how fast you played. This is middle of summer, folks, when it's 115 or whatever, stuff like that. That was my get ready for the heat golf situation. What's your techniques today as you go out on the Moon Valley course here in about an hour and a half or so when you get out there and you're warming up and going to play some golf?
Well, that's why you saw me with McDonald's this morning. I did usually I don't eat breakfast.
Water is really important. Don't get me wrong. But where people go wrong is they don't eat right beforehand. The food will kill you more than the water will.
And so, yes, I am perfectly fine with the eating. I did drink water before I left the house this morning, and I will drink all the way because it's 100 degrees today.
You're drinking a Monster? I know. Which 100 isn't terrible.
No,
the problem
but it's
though
the
is
first. It's the first. Yes.
The first, because like I was joking around on the business show, like I'm planning naps the next couple of days. Because when the first comes, it hits you different than it does in June when you're used to it.
Yes. When you're because again, it's been so nice out there.
Yeah. So that's what I was wondering, like and I always remember like being like next day being like, oh, I don't feel good after being out playing golf or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the next day at the beginning till you get used to it, you're like, oh, I don't feel good today.
No, I make sure that there's water about every third hole.
I would say we got bottled water, and they should be down in that instead of that Monster you're drinking.
I will take at least one of those with me. But,
$4 a bottle.
But see, I always have to measure that too because I don't want to be peeing every 2 holes.
Well, Here's the thing, though. You do it right, you don't have to because you're sweating it out.
Yeah.
Once you get out, 100 degrees isn't crazy. Like, it's going to be 107 on Friday. I think.
Yeah, and that I might X myself out.
And I have something to do on Friday afternoon. Not outdoors, but also not indoors. I know that sounds weird. And I'm like, this might not be. It's one of a house that's being remodeled right now. So things are open, and you can't have the AC blaring at 60 degrees. So not outside, but a little bit of cool air. And even I'm like, oh, Friday's going to hit me hard.
Well, you can just
Friday
sit in the
afternoon.
car, with air conditioning on, and just bark orders to Riley.
I have to go in on this one, check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 32 guys playing today.
Yeah, I'm shocked because a lot of the old-time guys, well, like I said, 100. I think if it was Friday, you'd have a lot less, but 100 degrees, I could see guys being like.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to hit 100 degrees until what, like 2 o'clock or something?
And we play in probably 3.5 hours.
Yeah, so that's that side of it too. But
right.
Yeah, don't, look, I'm just going to say this right now. I don't have time for fit a funeral in the next week or so.
Wow.
That'll really mess up my schedule. So can you take care of yourself today, please?
I wouldn't expect you to alter your schedule for me. Brooke would call you and go, Steve.
You wouldn't expect that, but I also, I also feel like I owe it to Brooke, and
Brooke would call you and say, Steve, what time of the day can you carve out an hour just to make an appearance and show your respects?
Yeah, that is true.
To the guy who carried your show. What are you going to do now, Steve?
I'd be like, collect my Emmys.
All right. Well, what's the next text?
Autumn says, Steve's Afro-Man recap is giving me, quote, arrest me, but make it sexy vibes. That's a reference to The Rookie, Dale. That's another. I've never seen a whole episode of The Rookie, but I've seen all those episodes with the cop song. That's hilarious. I'm telling you, Autumn went up to Sedona yesterday with her kids and did some hiking. I even have been able to talk to Autumn about this Afro-Man thing. All I'm going to say is, Autumn, you have 3 days left of vacation before school. Go back on Monday. If I see you later today, you better be up to date on this Afro-Man trial because we're having deep discussions about this. It is the most amazing thing, folks.
We're going to Texas Roadhouse and we're discussing Afro-Man.
Well, not if I don't feel bad. It's not if I don't feel
You're expecting to still not feel good tonight?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now. I just feel okay, Mr. Tummy. Can't go to Steak 44 with my honey because my stomach hurts.
Ocean Club.
I wasn't going to tell anybody where you were going because you're going to go.
Well, they don't know when I'm going to be there. I'm going to be inundated with fans, Steve.
Robert says, question for the O-line expert on the draft. Is it not a red flag when a guy plays right tackle and has never moved over to left tackle? He says, especially at number 3. And then he says, ask Kelly also. So I'll let the semi-expert answer this, and then I'll give you the truth.
No, why don't you give me the expert?
Okay. To me, it's not a red flag anywhere except for I would expect a number 3 or a top 10 lineman draft pick. I would expect them to be able to move back and forth. But if we're talking about a 4th round guy, I'm not going to expect him to be able to do that as he's drafted. Maybe you could turn him into that. But top 10 offensive line pick, I do think you have to be able to play multiple positions in the NFL if you're going to be a top 10 offensive lineman drafted. That's my opinion.
Well, obviously,
let's go to the real expert, Dale, here.
Obviously, he's asking because the Cardinals at number 3, there's where they probably would take an offensive tackle.
Yes.
A right tackle.
Right tackle. They don't need a left side either.
And so that, number 1, answers the question.
But injuries happen, Dale, and you might have to move some. Like Paris Johnson was able to move to the other side for that 1 year.
After a year, he made a pretty smooth transition. It's harder than it seems. You face different kind of guys on the left side. That's where you face 250, 260-pound guys who run 4.6s and rush the passer.
Usually the blind side guys.
And the right side guy, he's usually more of a power run blocker and can pass block. I would think they're drafting to be the right tackle for the next 5 years. Paris Johnson's be the left tackle for the next 5 years.
At the number 3 pick, right?
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes. Because they did that to me, believe it or not. I was a 4th-round pick, and I was a right tackle for 4 years at SMU.
Mm-hmm.
And I show up, and there were 26 offensive linemen at training camp.
For the Bills?
Yes, because there were no roster limits.
Oh, my God. They just picked everybody.
Yeah, I think 160 guys.
They're like some guys eating wings. They're like, you look big enough to be a lineman. Why don't you come out to camp?
And all of a sudden in training camp, they moved me over to left tackle.
Huh.
And again, I had 2 things going against me. One, at SMU, if we threw the ball more than 10 times a game,
Yeah, you were running.
it's because we were behind, and we weren't behind a whole lot.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'd never played left tackle. So they moved me over there, moved me to second string. So I'm working against a guy named Bruce Smith.
But he wasn't good his first year.
I mean, he wasn't Hall of Fame good.
You told that story. You told that story. That's the reason I threw that out there.
I ended up loving practicing against him because he was kind of lazy and all that back then.
Yeah, and the first part of the first year, maybe 2 of his career, and then he kind of woke up and found himself.
He had other interests besides football, and then he got his head on straight and all that. But it is a stronger adjustment than you think it is, just from if you're a right tackle, your right hand's down, you're usually right hand dominant and all that. You go to the left side, your left hand's down, and you're going against much better athletes.
Because like I've always been able to use my left hand and right hand. I'm not perfect with my left hand, but I can write with it, I can throw with it. I'm not as strong as my right hand. But even when I have to do left-handed dominant things, have to think about it a little bit to get it to go.
No.
And so, I can imagine if you aren't having that side of your arm, there, just having your left arm down, you're going to your left, right? When you're going to block somebody as they're running outside of you, as opposed to it's easier to go to your right than it is to your left.
And you've done it for 4 years. And now they want you to make the adjustment in 4 weeks.
Yeah. But I mean, is that kind of going to Robert's point here? So I mean, that to me, if you're a top 10 lineman pick, you should be able. And I'm not saying you're going to be dominant on one side, kind of like what Paris Johnson did. You're able to move over. You don't like it there. You want to move back, etc. But a top 10 pick, to me, you've got to be able to play both sides serviceably enough. Now, a 4th-round pick, like your type of pick, all right, well, maybe we don't know if he can do it. Maybe he hasn't done it before. Maybe we can work him on that side and you try it out, but I'm not expecting him to come into camp and be like, you got to go to the left side, and then be like, okay, I'll dominate over there.
Well, again, there's so many things, more things that go into it. But if you're looking at the Cardinals specifically, you're not drafting anybody who you hope can become a starting left tackle.
That's
because you're planning, again, plans are meant to go awry, but you're planning on Paris Johnson to play for the next 5 years at left tackle.
Yeah.
And you're hoping this guy can plug in at right tackle for the next 5, 6, 7
that's
years.
why I look at it as like a 4th-rounder. I don't think, because you're drafting a 4th-rounder like right tackle as somebody to come in and fill in at right tackle if you have right tackle problems. You know what I mean? Like you're like filling one specific
Why do you
hole.
keep on bringing up 4th-round picks and acting like we're just cast-offs? Like, it's like, oh, is the draft still going on?
I heard your draft story. That's why I think
is the draft still going
Where you
on?
go? What round is it? They go 4th. You go, I'll play wherever. That's why I bring it up. No, but like, and also even a 5th-round pick. It's not. I expect them to come in and maybe be like a stopgap if something happens with that side while they're developing. But I believe if you're drafted in the top 10 of a draft, you should be able to come in and make an impact on the spot.
Yeah,
that's just how I would actually argue the whole first round, but certainly in first top 10 is what you need to be. But no, that is an interesting question, Robert. So I don't know if it's a red flag. The other side is you don't want a guy that you're switching him all the time. Like, okay, we got an injury on the left side here, so today you're going to play left tackle, and then next week you're like, all right, that guy's back. Move back to the right side. I don't think you want to do that.
No, especially as a young guy. No, you want to plug, if you're going to draft that Miami kid, you want to plug him in at right tackle and let him grow, develop, and hopefully become dominant and be around for a while.
And I could be wrong on this. Do not quote me on this. But I believe I was reading that the Miami kid and even Fanu in Utah, they specifically lined up on, I believe, the left side. One of them even played center for a few snaps just so they could get it on film, like in some of those blowout games, so they could have it on film and they can experience it to help their draft stock.
Well, and sometimes they'll have you do that in an all-star game or at the combine.
I want to say it was the Miami kid. I think he played center at one point for a few snaps just to get the experience there and see what it was like in a game, knowing that could come up later on in his career and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's interesting. I think people are okay. I'm even more determined because I've always been like Cardinals are drafting a right tackle. The people they're signing right now, I think the Cardinals have their offensive line pretty much solved going into this season.
They think. Yeah.
I don't think they're drafting offensive lineman number 3 now. I think they are going to go defense because of who they've signed in this free agency. You signed like what, 3 tackles in this free agency period, all the 1-year deal. I think one guy was a 2-year deal, but but they've been in the league for a while, so I think they found their offensive line as of right now, moving forward. So that's the whole point of free agency. That's why you got to redo your mock drafts. You get the other side. So something we'll have to pay attention to. But I've laid off the go offensive lineman first in this draft. I think they're going to go defense. Or maybe they'll surprise us with Jeremiah Love.
And make Bruce very happy.
Yeah, happy he's going to be on that. Because we're going to do that draft show. I've got the graphics all downloaded. We got to start inputting it and working on that. We're doing the draft show and stuff. Could you imagine on that draft show if they go, Jeremiah Love, Arizona Cardinals? I think we'll have to shut down the show.
No, I think Coop will be out the door.
Celebrating.
Hey, as a little aside,
yep.
I don't know if you saw this, but I just saw it. Did you know that Dylan Brooks was cited for reckless driving?
Yeah, that was back in January.
Yeah,
a couple 85 and a 40 or
45,
something.
And that's a couple weeks before he got got pulled over for the. He drives a Rolls-Royce Wraith. Yeah. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it.
It's a sporty Rolls-Royce. It's not the old traditional where you think of a Rolls-Royce where it's got the long nose in the front. You got a chauffeur driving you around. It's not like that. Yeah. Very nice car.
85 in a span of 2 weeks.
Yeah, in Scottsdale, no less.
I will stay out of Scottsdale.
Okay, first of all, stop driving that fast, folks. It's not good. Stop driving that fast. I want to make that clear right off the bat. What I'm about to say has nothing to do with that. Stop driving that fast. It's dangerous. Period. But I also don't care that he got pulled over, got cited. They could have arrested him. That's felony. They could have arrested him. They could have towed his car. They decided just to cite him and let him move on and stuff like that. I don't care. Look, these guys are driving expensive cars, fast cars. I know how people are. They're going to drive. Have anybody been on the 101 lately? North Scottsdale? A freaking Prius will blow by you at 100 miles an hour up there. I don't get as upset about that as I do the other stuff. But like I said, it's unsafe. I don't drive that way. I'll never drive that way. Like I start to sweat a little bit, like with comfortability when I get, not because I'm worried about me, I'm worried about other people and stuff. But 80 miles an hour on the freeway, you got to drive 80 on US 60 or that 202, or else people are blowing by you left and right. Set the cruise control at 80, and I just sit there and go. And even then, people are just like, zoom, 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 zoom. And I'm like, I ain't gonna go as fast as those guys. I don't need to go as fast as those guys.
No, but you're also talking about the 101. This happened in downtown.
That's the issue. I just want to be clear. I'm not saying. I know how people are. I'm just putting it that way. Is it unsafe? Yes. Should you do it? Absolutely not. It's dangerous. But I also understand people, and people are going to drive fast.
Not in
Especially in
Old
those
Town Scottsdale after midnight.
So I'm not going to lose my mind on that
Yeah.
side of it. Just like Hollywood Brown on the 101 when he wasn't it Hollywood?
Yes.
And he got lit. I'm like, yeah, he was driving fast on the freeway.
That's a different scenario to me than going through.
They didn't say where he was in
They
Scottsdale,
said Old
did they?
Town Scottsdale and the speed limit was 45.
I mean, look, I got a ticket once in Old Town Scottsdale. I had a 96 Camaro, folks. And I'm driving to work, and I'm driving through Old Town. Like I was actually leaving. It was late at night. Dude, you go from like 45 to like 12, and then it goes to 35 and then 20 again. Cop pulled me over. My car was so new that I wasn't even in the DMV, so he couldn't give me a ticket. But I was going like 50 because I thought the speed limit was 45. So I can understand that, dude. Probably speed limit just dropped on him.
From 85 to 55 on
He's
Camelback.
like, I thought the speed limit was 80. What do you mean it's 45?
On Indian School and Scottsdale Road.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things where I'm not going to lose my mind if somebody in a nice car gets caught speeding. Should you do it? No. Knock it off. It's stupid. Especially with his
It's
second.
just
I
two
get it.
instances.
Yeah, that means he was being careless. Yeah, it gives you a perception of, I'll just say that, it just gives you the perception he doesn't care.
Yep.
And when it comes to cars, even if you're the safest driver on the planet, I'm not worried about you driving. I'm worried about the people around you. You know that down there. All it takes is one drunk person to step in front of you on the road, to cross the road because he didn't see
No doubt about it.
stuff like that. That type of stuff is what I'm more concerned about. And it's just like, but knock it off. But yeah, no, I know. And that interesting that just came out too.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. Well, I guess he wasn't arrested. So.
No, he was just cited. But also, I'll say this: if a cop is just going to cite you and let you keep driving, why would I be mad at Dylan Brooks for that? Now he gets arrested, his car gets towed. That's a different conversation.
Yeah, well, you go 85.
But obviously the cops didn't decide it
you
was
go
reckless.
85 and a 45, you're putting it in their hands.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to put that in their hands.
But here's the other side of it. I mean, if it was dangerous, a cop wouldn't have just cited him and moved on. What time was it? Was there not people
After
out?
midnight.
So people weren't out there probably. It was the cop didn't deem it dangerous. Just a little bit dangerous. Not dangerous. I factor that stuff into these conversations.
Oh, you do?
More importantly, God, he's gonna get back from this surgery and be suspended from the NBA for half the season. The way he's going. I saw somebody yesterday go, for the love of God, get Dylan Brooks back on this team. He's got too much free time.
In the police report, the officer wrote that he was increasingly concerned about the extreme risk of catastrophic collision or the vehicle striking a pedestrian. Several businesses in that area were open and operating.
Probably bars, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
okay, seriously, here's my question. If you were that concerned, why'd you let him drive off?
I don't know. You maybe told him to go home.
I mean,
I'm just
knock it
saying,
off.
Dylan Brooks, you're a grown man.
No, I'm not blaming the cop at all on that, by the way. I'm just saying, I agree with you. Dylan Brooks should not be doing that. But at the same time, if it was that dangerous, officer, why are you letting him drive off?
All right, I'll let you.
Sometimes you just need to, be told you're speeding. Maybe you weren't paying attention.
Right.
Maybe his cell phone.
boy,
Maybe he
oh.
was texting and he couldn't.
I
yeah.
can't wait till Ethan comes home one night with a 85-mile-an-hour ticket.
Then he's on his own. Then I'm gonna look at him and be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Oh, it's okay. Nobody got hurt.
No, that's not what I
They
said.
didn't arrest you.
That's not what I'm saying at all. Dale's putting words in my mouth now.
All right, I'll let you.
I'll let you guys know the truth about the lineman here coming up as well. And folks, when we come back, we'll get more into Afro Man.
and I'll let you cover the Suns game. Woo, doggy!
Suns can't shoot, folks. Suns are like the USA baseball team. Can't shoot anymore. Hey, come in with your bracket tomorrow, would you, Dale? We'll talk
I already
about
got
that
it
as
made.
well. So you have it on you?
No, but I took a picture of it. I can
Okay.
send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me so I'll print it out or something so we have it. We'll get into it.
Yeah,
Arizona
but you
doesn't play
know,
till
you
Friday.
fill yours out
Oh.
first because mine is the answer key.
All right, that's true. That's true. I'll let you know when mine's filled out
Okay.
today completely. It's almost done. So. I'm not sure what to do with Arizona. We'll talk about that when we come back. What do we do with Arizona here, folks? The main event. Dale's taking off. I'll get you the rest of the way here. Come on back, everyone. And we're back here. Main event. Dale's going to go play some golf in the heat. He woke up this morning and said, you know what? I'll see your 100 degrees for like the second time ever in March, let alone earliest we've ever gotten it. And I'll laugh at your face and go hit some balls around out there. Going to go do that. Good for him. Hopefully he's safe out there. Like, subscribe our podcast, of course, on our YouTube channel as well, TME Media also. Excuse everybody out there. I have the hiccups. Excuse me. I drank some Sprite there during that break, and I now I've got the hiccups as well. Look, we've talked a lot about the sports. WBC disappointment. I just don't, as we said earlier, I just don't understand why you're leaving guys like the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, right there on the bench, 60 home run guy last night. And instead of giving an opportunity, especially down in the bottom of that lineup, and just give him an opportunity when everybody else's bats were silent. And stuff to that effect. I don't understand it. Robert did chime in earlier, and he said, no more MLB network managers. And I agree with that 100%. I believe a manager, it doesn't have to be a manager of a Major League Baseball team, because obviously they're in the middle of spring training right now. There's got to be somebody involved as a coach in these games that could step up and coach these guys on this World Baseball Classic team. More so than pulling somebody outside of it. It's just, I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I just got a bad vibe when he didn't know the format and things. Like, you get fired for that type of negligence out there as well. So, NFL news, just to give you the update. We already told you about this, but it's now official. We weren't sure when that Australia game between the Niners and the Rams, we didn't know if that was going to be Wednesday or Thursday to open the season. Well, we officially know now. Yes, that's going to be the Thursday game there, which means the regular season gets underway on Wednesday night this year for the NFL as well. So, and that will be the Seahawks playing. So look at this, folks. The Cardinals' opponents. First game of the season on Wednesday, Seahawks versus whoever. Second game of the season on Thursday from Australia, Rams, 49ers. The Cardinals' 3 division opponents. Highlight, national television, standalone, start the season games. I did see somebody yesterday talking about the Cardinals, and I can't give him credit. It was just somebody that popped up on my feed, and everything, and I don't know who he is. I don't follow him, etc. But he said he had an interesting take on the Cardinals season, and I got to think about this, but I don't know. Do you agree with this? He said the Cardinals are going to surprise people this year. That's kind of what he said. And he said they're going to lose more games than you think they're going to because the quarterback situation, they don't have somebody that can win you the games. But then he said you're going to be, so that's the surprise. But then he also said The Cardinals, despite that record, are going to play really well. They just aren't going to get the wins on the backside. I read that and I went, that might be a pretty intelligent take there. They might be able to move the ball down the field and stay in the games and just not be able to win them because the quarterback situation and not being able to win these games at the end. They do enough during the middle of the games. And I was like, you know what? That's probably the most intelligent take I've heard about the way the Cardinals are doing. I said with Bruce on Tuesday, I just feel like the Cardinals are doing free agency right now like a team that just has to fill a couple small holes to stay alive, right? To stay alive for this playoff berth and keep their window open, things to that effect. Not a team that's desperate and has all these holes that they need to fill with talent and stuff like that. So, but that was an interesting take. I don't know if you guys agree with that at all, but it is interesting to see there on what we're looking at there. So, Suns lost last night. Not a lot to talk about here. Dale wants to get out here. Didn't want to talk about him today. Look, the bottom line to me on the Suns right now, and I talked about it with Bruce Cooper yesterday when he was here, and Dale. Dale blames Devin Booker for his isolation. To me, it's bigger than that. What I mean by this is this team just, especially second out of a back-to-back. I told you yesterday Suns are going to beat Minnesota. What I was hoping and what I didn't think would happen was, why I didn't think it would happen, I don't know. Second out of back-to-backs, the second half of the game, specifically the fourth quarters, go throughout the whole NBA. Second night of a back-to-back, especially one you have to travel on, your third and fourth quarters are garbage. Fourth quarters especially. You have no legs, you're tired. Suns scored 18 points in the fourth quarter yesterday. They scored 39 in the first. Legs are there for the first quarter. You got all your adrenaline, all of that. They scored 39 in the first, 24 in the second, 23 in the third, 18 in the fourth. What about the way you want? My bigger issue with the Suns right now, their shooting is god-awful terrible. We talked about that yesterday with Bruce Cooper. Jalen Green, 3 for 17 yesterday. 2 for 6 from three-point line. Scored only 9 points. Royce O'Neal, 3 for 6. 3 for 6 from 3 as well. All right, good. 9 points for him. Oso had 16 points, 7 for 12. Perfect. Devin Booker, 11 for 27. You're not winning many games in the Phoenix Suns if Devin Booker's 11 for 27. Now he ends up with 34 points, went 1 for 7 from the three-point line as well. But he was 11 of 14 from the free throw line. He hit that line a lot yesterday. Colin Gillespie, 4 for 13, folks. 3 for 9 from the three-point line for his 12 points. You go down this list here, and even then, Ryan Dunn in his 17 minutes, 3 for 3 from the field, 1 from 3 for his 7 points. It's not a lot of shooting opportunities for him, right? That's what we're looking at. Highsmith, 1 for 2 for the 3 as well, for his 3 points. How does he only have 3 points? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1 for 2 from the field is where he was. For his 3 points. 9 minutes in play for him. Second out of a back-to-back. Played a lot the night before. Goodwin, 24 minutes last night. 3 points. 1 for 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from the 3. When you're shooting as poor as the Suns are as a whole, then when Devin Booker has an off night because he has to score 40 the night before and that loss to the Celtics and control that game at that fourth quarter, Dale talks about it all the time. You're not winning many games. You're not. Is this a blip? Is this team tired on this road trip? They got the Spurs next after a day off. This team is struggling to shoot right now. Does get off this road trip, get back home. It doesn't get any easier, right? The problem is you're running out of games for that 6 seed. Last night, and I thought this might prevail them against the Timberwolves last night, kind of what I was leaning towards. They would have won that game last night with, 13 games left, 14 games left on the season. and you're only one game back from them, you can make a run. Now you're ostensibly, because they have the tiebreaker now, 3 games back from the Timberwolves for that 6th spot. You just made it a lot harder to catch that 6th spot. It's fine. Maybe it's not meant to be with the injuries and stuff to that effect. They're going to be the 7th seed in the play-in game. I'll say this, you better win that play-in game. You don't want to play 2 play-in games. But you want to be the 7th seed on who you play coming up, right? You want the Rockets, Nuggets, Lakers. That's who you want in the first round of the playoffs if you do make it that far out there as well. There's just this team shooting goes atrociously bad. It ain't going to get better with the Spurs because the Spurs have the length. See Wemby turn his ankle last night? Didn't bother him at all, but that thing was sideways, man. That was brutal. So you have that. 16 turnovers for the Timberwolves last night. Suns had 11. Timberwolves shot 51.2% from field goals. 84 attempts for them. 43 of 84. Suns, 38.1. 37 out of 97. You're not winning many games in the NBA if you're shooting that terribly. Their 2-point field goal shooting last night, we've seen several games like this, by the way, from the Suns lately. Their field goal shooting percentage was 38.1. Their 3-point percentage was 35.1. 13 of 37. Same percentage, basically, between those two. That's not how you win games, especially games against teams that are ahead of you in the playoff run as well. You're just not winning those games, period. And they didn't last night. Not a shocker that they didn't last night either, that we're looking at for them. So Suns, they got to finish the shooting issues. Throw up those NBA West standings here for us here. Let's get it updated here. Suns, of course, off, and then they got the Spurs coming up for them as well. You know, the Suns are making, they got the PS next to them. The NBA has been nice enough to do that. Here's the thing, right? They're how many games back? They're 4.5 ahead of the Clippers here in that 8th spot. Suns are going to be the 7th seed. I've been telling you that for about a month now. Dale thought they would move up into the 6th. I was a little worried about that. Well, now, to me, it makes it a lot harder. You're 3 games back, as I said. Suns are from the Timberwolves in that 6th spot right now. Is it 13, 14 games left? Let me do that math for me. You're running out of games to catch that 6th spot right there. And last night would have gone a long way to get there. But, and the Nuggets keep faltering a little bit. Maybe they give you an opportunity, but you're still 3 games back from them as well. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it makes it difficult as you go forward from that perspective. So I don't know. Suns, they got to figure out the shooting thing. Maybe they need to get off this road trip, and they'll wake up and they'll start shooting better. But Spurs tomorrow night, 5 p.m. That's going to be a tough one for them. So I expect the Suns to come back home, licking their wounds after this road trip. This is going to be a brutal road trip for them. We were just hoping they'd go 3-3. I said they go 2-4 in this road trip. Oof. Might be lucky that they're 2-4 on this road trip as well, with the Spurs coming up from that. Then when they get home, they get the Bucks on Saturday, then the Raptors on Sunday. A back-to-back. You're at home on this back-to-back. You just played the Raptors on a second night of a back-to-back. You went from Indiana to Toronto. Now you're just going to sit home between Bucks and Raptors. You're to the point now where you need to win the second night of the back-to-backs, win both of these games to stay in this. Then after that, you got Nuggets hidden in there next on a Tuesday, the 24th. Then you got the Jazz, one of the worst teams out there. Then you go to Memphis, bad team. Then you go to Magic, which can't beat you. Magic can't beat you, but the Suns are better than them in Orlando. Then you got Charlotte. Then the Bulls. You have some easy games coming up here. You got to start shooting better and capitalizing. The Suns have to beat the teams they should beat moving forward from now on. And the shooting woes need to end moving forward here for the Suns as well. So that we are looking at. College basketball, I'm just looking through the list here of things happening right now around. If you don't know, if you're doing brackets today, That Alabama second leading scorer, that kid is off campus there at Alabama. Got arrested the other day for drugs in his apartment. His apartment got raided, etc. Off campus, not part of the team right now, so don't expect. So Alabama losing their second highest scoring member of their team is a big loss for them. So keep that in mind going into picking your brackets if you're doing that today as well. Coming up, and we had one playing game last night. It was on True TV. I did not watch them as much as I'd like to because of where it was at. Just struggled to do that. Texas did beat NC State in that game. I actually thought NC State would pull that out. I don't pick the playing games, but Texas did pull that out. Texas this year, last year under 500 conference record got in, lost in the playing game. This year at 500 going into this and beat NC State there 68-66. The last second shot, it was like a minute and a half left or a second and a half left on the clock to win that game. Was pretty exciting to see the end of that. As well, Howard beat UMBC in that game, 86-83. UMBC at one point was terrible. To the point where I saw a UMBC actual school account tweet out, "Hey guys, hey people, you're tweeting at college kids on social media about college kids playing basketball, and you're being knucklehead." They use different terms. Just so you guys know what you're doing. And I was like, woo, UMBC is taking a lot of heat for struggling in this game against Howard. They came back, but they ultimately lost there to Howard in this game. Tonight, 3:40 p.m., you got the game you don't care about, Lehigh and Prairie View. Here are the 2-16 seeds, for them coming up. Lehigh is 3.5-point favorites tonight. If you do care about that game, True TV, 3:40 tonight. Then you got the SMU Miami of Ohio game tonight. Okay, SMU is one of the last teams to get into this tournament. Miami of Ohio went undefeated in the regular season, launched in the conference championship. They're 33-1, I think, on the season. True TV tonight, 6:15 p.m. Miami of Ohio is being woefully disrespected. Now, they had a terrible strength of schedule. I get it. That's all that talk. Regular season has to count for something. They went undefeated. They got into this tournament in a play-in game. I agree with that decision 1,000%. I didn't feel like there was a ton of snubs this year. There's a couple teams you could think would get it. Like Auburn, to me, should not belong in this tournament, but they're considered a snub this year. I don't get it. Whatever. So people just look for things to be upset about on these snubs. But I thought they got it pretty well this year. The committee did on this stuff. But Miami, Ohio plays SMU tonight. They're both 11 seeds for the right to move on, of course, and on play on Friday. 6:15 p.m. on True TV. Again, Miami, Ohio, 33-1. They're 7.5-point dogs tonight against SMU right now. SMU was one of the last teams to get in to this tournament. 7.5-point favorites. To me, now there's a difference between Miami of Ohio's conference and SMU's conference in the ACC. Huge difference. Talent-wise, everything else. I get it. SMU should be a favorite in this game. I firmly believe that. Is this a game, though? Miami of Ohio, they got in? Is this we got in even after our season losing in the conference championship? We got in there. Or is this, they've disrespected us. We won the regular season. We went undefeated throughout the whole regular season. We lost in the conference championships, and nobody says we should be here. We're 7.5-point favorites against the team that got in last in this tournament, one of the last two teams in. Is this where Miami of Ohio tonight shows up? What are they, the Redbirds or something? Does Miami of Ohio show up tonight and beat SMU and shock them? You get that motivation there. We already had that great Texas-North Carolina State game last night. This should be a blowout SMU's way in any other indication, just talent-wise, etc. I'll just tell you that right now, size-wise. Does Miami of Ohio come in with this giant chip on their shoulder They shock some people. It's going to be fun to watch. Am I going to put money on this game? No. Am I going to put my little $5 on it? No. I think SMU should win this game handily tonight. But I'm kind of hoping Miami of Ohio has this just giant chip on their shoulder. They're going to go into this game tonight and want to show the world and the doubters, because even now, even though they're in this tournament, going undefeated regular season, losing in the conference tournament, 33-1, there are people that say they don't belong here. That's your chance to go prove it. Go prove it. And hopefully we see that tonight against SMU. I don't know if we will, but hopefully we do is what I'd like to see out there as well. Of course, tomorrow, tournament gets started, 9:30 a.m. our time. We'll, of course, have the games on here while we're doing this show. Uncle Lou comes in at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Usually has some college basketball nuggets from his buddies that do look into the bracket side of thing. We'll have the games on here and keep you posted. Arizona does not play until Friday against Long Island, 10:35 a.m. against TNT for Arizona, just so you know. I think that's an early start time for Arizona. Arizona, by the way, 30.5-point favorites as of right now into this game. Do not put your money on it. Long Island can, keep that in the high 20 range. You'll lose your money from that side. We will talk brackets tomorrow when Dale comes in, get some takes on it. Here's what I don't know what to do with Arizona. Bottom line, to be 100% honest with you, to me, Arizona got a favorable bracket. They'll blow through Long Island. Villanova, Utah State. Especially Utah State, more of a defensive type team. I think Arizona blows through them as well. I don't think the 8 or 9 seed is going to be a big test for Arizona. Shouldn't be. Got Arkansas, Hawaii, Wisconsin, High Point. If Arkansas gets to this round and plays Arizona for next weekend, that'll be the first test for Arizona. I'm not saying they're not going to beat Arkansas and win it semi-convincingly. Arizona should beat Arkansas convincingly. Arkansas should throw some wrinkles in here on Arizona that are questioning me. I think Arizona does escape Arkansas if they get to them playing. They'll beat anybody else on this side, I believe so. On the other side, Purdue will beat Queens, and it's Queens, North Carolina, not Queens, New York. They will beat them, obviously. Miami, Missouri, Miami should get that win. Even if Missouri wins, I expect Purdue to get past Miami and Missouri. You got Gonzaga, BYU, Texas now, right? Texas won that game last night with that buzzer beater. BYU. I expect BYU to beat Texas in this game. I expect, obviously, Gonzaga to beat Kennesaw State. Gonzaga will win that game against BYU or Texas, whoever they play next weekend. All right, sorry, this weekend, I should say. I would say next weekend, but yeah. And then you got Miami, Purdue. Purdue will win that one. Purdue, Gonzaga, to me, is an interesting game. If it gets to that point. I'm not sure who's going to win that game. Gonzaga can win it. Purdue can win it. I will tell you this. If Arizona makes it this far and Purdue, Gonzaga make it that far, I don't know what to do with Arizona at that point. I don't. Purdue can beat Arizona. Why? They shoot threes. Up-tempo, three-shooting offense. That's going to be an Achilles heel for Arizona. Purdue doesn't need to go into the paint to win. They can shoot on the outside. Arizona's strength is that defense on the inside. Dominating underneath with twos. If a team can shoot threes, you score more if you make them than you do threes than you do twos. Purdue, I think, is going to be a tough game and a possible out for Arizona at that point. I'll even go the next step and say Gonzaga, I feel the same way. Gonzaga will not win the physical battle with Arizona. This is what I don't know. This is why my bracket's not completely done yet. Can Arizona escape a Gonzaga and or Purdue? I think they're going to match up. One of those, there's going to be some form of matchup there. Can they do it? Can they survive that round? I'm not 100% sure they will. I know a lot of people are saying that about Arizona, especially against Purdue. But I'm also factoring in the Gonzaga side because Gonzaga can beat Purdue. How's that matchup look here between those two? You guys have to let me know. SMAC 500 at TME Sports Show. Does Arizona get past Purdue or Gonzaga and move on, of course, to the Final Four and all that stuff? That's the question. One of the questions I got with my bracket. I do have questions about Michigan. Their second round matchup either against St. Louis or Georgia. Preferably Georgia would be a better matchup. I think Michigan might struggle a little bit with Georgia in that second round matchup. Alabama. Here's interesting. Texas Tech plays Akron. Alabama plays Hofstra. Alabama will be okay against Hofstra with their second leading scorer out because of the drug charges. Alabama hasn't beaten Texas Tech, though, without him. Texas Tech, Georgia, Texas Tech, Michigan in that next round, depending on which way you go. I'm deciding if Michigan can beat Georgia in that next round. I'm not sure. Texas Tech will beat Georgia. Can they beat Michigan? It's a little bit harder of a choice for me, to be honest with you. Michigan is one heck of a good team, and they played a hard schedule all year. Let's see how Alabama changes your thinking a little bit on your brackets coming up here as well. To me, Florida has the easiest way to the Final Four in the championship game. Can they do it? Second year in a row. Can they do it to get to that point? Houston can beat Florida. St. Mary's, Texas A&M. Do you want to see St. Mary's win that? And maybe Texas A&M wins it, and then the coach is now available to interview at Arizona State if they can get him? Longer St. Mary's stays in this, the longer it is to interview him, if they're going to. I don't know how you don't interview him unless he tells you no, but something to pay attention to there. So have your brackets ready. We'll talk about that tomorrow here on the program in the first hour with Dale here as well. But look, man, it's that time of year, man. This is going to be fun. I'll also say this. I don't think Duke, I think of the four, if I had to rank which one of the number one teams in each bracket, all four of them, with the rankings of who makes it and who doesn't, definitely, Duke is the weakest to get to the Final Four. Arizona's next to that. Michigan's third. And Florida, I believe Florida makes it to the Final Four. They're going to dominate their side of the bracket, I think. That's how I would put it. Michigan, I think, might struggle to get there as well. Arizona has the best chance to get there. They need to get there, obviously, the most. I already gave you my hiccups here for them. But Florida's going to make it hugely into that deal. But Duke, I do think Duke's going to get upset before the Final Four. I'll have to see. I'm looking forward to it, man. Starts tomorrow. Playing games tonight. This is Miami of Ohio. Do they have that chip on their shoulder and able to beat SMU? Something to watch there with no Suns tonight. D-backs do get back into spring training today. How does Ketel Marte if he plays? How does Perdomo if he plays? How do these guys play coming back from this Dominican team here today in the rotation? Do you throw them out there? Do you give them the day off, especially with the heat tonight? Kind of have to think about that a little bit as well. So be safe out there, folks. It is super hot. Tomorrow it's college basketball to start the show. And then, of course, Uncle Lou tomorrow, 9 o'clock. So come and join us, would you? Big UFC stuff to talk about this weekend. Day UFC fighting this weekend from, where's that, London, I think, this weekend? 1 p.m. main card here, our time here in Phoenix on Saturday. So breakfast, lunch with blood and lunch. We'll just call it that. Folks, have a great, of course, Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have a great afternoon. See ya.